It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet are vying for the chance to move on to the semifinals and take on Hillcrest Heights. Yes, we've got a good game afoot. Let's meet today's players. First, from Capitol Heights Elementary, would you please welcome to our program Fadula Amitigan, Lavender Petty, and Matthew Faircloth. And from Ridgecrest Elementary, would you please say hello to Manuel Mendoza, Jose Miguel, and Manuel Cerritos. Now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty. On the left-hand side, we have the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones worth 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And as we were saying, at the end of the 2 rounds today, we will have a competitor moving on to the semifinals to take on Hillcrest Heights in this, our 32nd year of competition in Prince George's schools. We hope you play along today and match with wits with our teams. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to Capitol Heights and Lavender. Would you try your buzzer? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and to Falula and to Matthew. And Jose, would you try the green teams? It too seems A-OK. Congratulations, guys, on making it this far in the competition. May the better team win. We go alphabetically C before R, so Capitol Heights and Lavender, let's play this bowl.
Can we have Zoo Parade for 10 points, please?
You certainly can. Teams, you know, claws and fingernails and feathers are made of a protein called keratin, K-E-R-A-T-I-N. So too are these on rhinoceroses made of keratin. Lavender?
Horns.
Horns is right. Good answer. Go red. Lavender, please.
Can we do body systems for 15 points?
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, you know, diabetics have to be concerned with LBS and HBS, meaning both high and low what? Capitol Heights.
Can I pass it on to Fadula?
Blood pressure?
Not blood pressure. No, good try. LBS and HBS have to be concerns of diabetics. I'm talking about high and low what?
Weight?
No, I wanted you to define BS, blood sugar. Blood sugar if you're a diabetic, not blood pressure. Go again, red.
Can we do body systems for 5 points?
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if you are working really hard in school, it might be said that you're working your fingers all the way down to the what? Capitol Heights.
What is it? Fingers down to the nail. Fingers down to the bone?
Fingers to the bone, that's right. Thank you, Matthew, for your help. Working your fingers to the bone, that's the saying. Good, red, go, 60 points. Where next?
Zoo Parade for 5 points?
Zoo Parade for 5 points, yes indeed. Teams, because these birds have such short guts, when you see their poop all over the golf course and the sidewalk, it is partially digested grass. What is that bird? Lavender.
Geese?
Geese, absolutely right. The Canada geese. They're all over the place. Everybody has stepped in those things, I'm sure, ridden their bike through them. You know, it's not completely digested. That's enough about poop, Mr. Z. Go red.
Green things for 5 points?
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if these are rotten, they are a movie review site.
Tomatoes.
Lavender.
Rotten tomatoes?
Tomatoes is right, yes. And I was about to say, and if they are ripe, they are good on a BLT. Tomatoes it is. Rotten Tomatoes is the name of the movie review site. Yes, go Red.
Can we do let's get physical for 5 points?
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, some scientists who had a lot of time on their hands recently pointed out that the Flash, the superhero, would have to eat 59 billion calories per second to run at the speed of what? Capitol Heights.
Light. So we're at the speed of light?
Right, yeah. Make sure I know who's going to answer, because Matthew's saying something,
Okay.
then Fadula, I'm not sure. So just make sure I know who's saying what. Good, light it is. Red.
To me. Can we do green things for 15 points?
Green things for 15. Teams, this hook and loop type of adhesive was inspired by the burrs on thistle plants that get caught on dogs' fur. This hook and loop type of attachment. Velcro, Velcro. Go again, Red.
Can we do green things for 10 points?
Green things for 10 points, indeed. Teams, you can tell the story of a tree's life, its chronology, by looking at these. Ridgecrest.
The rings in the trunk.
The rings, that's right. The tree rings, absolutely right. Okay, Green, you're on the board. Go.
Body systems for 10 points.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, it is said that these body parts are said to chatter if you get cold. Capitol Heights.
Your teeth?
Your teeth chatter. Yeah, you're too cold. Go, Red.
Can we do let's get physical for 10 points?
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, if a metal is non-corrosive, it does not do this. It doesn't. Okay, Ridgecrest. It doesn't do what if it's non-corrosive?
Conduct heat.
Not conduct heat. Capitol Heights, a non-corrosive metal does not do what?
Doesn't melt?
Doesn't rust. It doesn't rust. Good tries. No points, though, that time. Capitol Heights again. Lavender?
Can we do science potpourri for 5 points?
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, the crumb version of this elastic substance that is being spread on a lot of playing fields, like soccer fields, has been indicted as a possible cancer-causing agent. What is that elastic stuff that they're putting on soccer fields that's been all chopped up, Ridgecrest?
Turf.
Not turf, nope. Capitol Heights.
Plastic?
Rubber. Crumb rubber. Yep, they're chopping up tires, and yeah, you fall on it, you don't get hurt, but there are a lot of chemicals, some not so good chemicals in those rubbers. Okay, our buzzer says first round is over. Ridgecrest is at 60, Capitol Heights is at 90. We'll be back with the second half in just 1 moment. Welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you here today. How are you doing? You keeping up with these good players over here? If you've been watching Science Bowl this season, you've met them already. They're back here for a second time because they did so well the first time here for this almost playoff game. Let's go over and meet the team from Capitol Heights. And in our 32 years, we all started this whole thing back in 1986-87 when Capitol Heights won the county championship. So it's been a long time since we've seen Capitol Heights here in Lavender. You guys have acquitted yourselves so well. Tell us about Capitol Heights. Miss Lattimore is your wonderful principal over there.
Yes.
And you have 2 sponsors. Who are they?
Our sponsors are Miss Nagaya and Senior Salinas.
Wonderful. And they'll be out in just a few moments here. Any alternates on your team? I think Matthew was an alternate.
Yeah.
Who do you have out there in the green room?
We have Marcus. He wanted to switch places with Matthew to give Matthew a chance to
That was
play.
very nice. We appreciate that, Matthew. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lavender, I know there are wonderful things over at your school. I was there recently for your new outdoor classroom. Tell people about that.
The outdoor classroom is a place where you can have like science class instead of indoors, outdoors, experimenting more with outside and getting to know the different plants and all of the things outside.
Yeah. And I remember being there, and they had a picture of a dinosaur. They said that the Appalachiosaurus one time roamed this area, and the outdoor classroom is in the shape of one of its footprints. It's really cool over there. This young lady does so many things. She's a singer, she's a dancer, she has great poise here, and someday you'd like to do those things professionally, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Wonderful. Well, we wish you a lot of luck in that. And Fadlula, tell us about yourself. You want to tell us what you want to do. You told me about anesthesiology. Anesthesiology, that's a tough word to say and to spell.
Yeah.
But you want to get into the operating theater someday, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, so keep people asleep during their surgery and then bring them back as good as new, or maybe even better. How'd you get interested in medicine?
Because I really like science and learning new things.
Anybody in your family in the medical profession?
Yes, my father and my mother is planning to be a doctor.
Wonderful. So you're doing them proud by following in their tradition. I like that. What do you do in your spare time?
Sometimes I watch TV, sometimes I play chess. Most of the time I'm on the computer researching.
Wonderful, yeah. Keep that mind active, which you obviously have been doing. Matthew, tell us the Matthew story. What do you do in your spare time?
I build
You build. What do you build?
boats and buildings.
Wow, wow. I mean real buildings and real boats?
No, popsicle stick buildings.
Ah, okay, okay. For a minute there, I thought, how old is this guy over here? All right. Do you like Legos?
Yes.
Yeah, because Legos are just amazing if you're an aspiring architect and builder. Well, what do you want to do when you get older?
Be a paleontologist and a architect.
Wow, wonderful. All right, so you're going to design things and you're going to be digging for bones too and dinosaur remains. That's just great. Nice to have you on the show. Ridgecrest, nice to have you guys back again. Jose, this is your second year with us here. You must be feeling pretty comfortable. You won that first game and here you are again. Of course, Ridgecrest has a high standard with all those teachers of the year over there, right? Principal and 2 teachers. Tell us about yourself. Miss Dunn is your principal over there, and Miss Rowley is your coach. Did you have another coach as well? Or just she?
Yeah.
Just she. Any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Jonathan.
Jonathan, he'll be out in a few moments here. And tell me about Ridgecrest, something special about the school. I was talking about the outdoor classroom at Capitol Heights. Do you have something over there that is kind of unique? Manuel and Manuel too? Anything unique over at the school that we should know about?
Which one's 1 and which one's 2?
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I know you've got great teachers over there, and without great teachers, why bother going to school? So you guys are really lucky. All right, let's get back into the, well, first of all, let me find out about Manuel. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
Well, I like to be a lifeguard, and sometimes I like to cook, but that's not most of the time.
Yeah. Are you a good swimmer?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
a very strong swimmer.
That's good. So that's a prerequisite if you want to be a lifeguard, and you've just got to be real attentive. Do you know CPR?
No.
You'll have to learn that too in order to be able to revive people here. So, yeah, lifeguarding is something that it's an important job, and I appreciate that you're going to want to do that someday. And then once you finish with that, what are you going to do?
Become a chef.
A chef. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea too. We all want to eat. We always like when someone else cooks for us too, and buys the food and does the dishes. You're a good player. Manuel, tell us about yourself. What do you like to do?
Play soccer or sports.
Yeah, because I know Jose wants to be on a soccer team one day. Professional team?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? We'll see you out there and maybe in the World Cup someday. Manuel, why did you want to be on the Science Bowl?
Because I've always wanted to challenge myself in science.
Yes, challenge is a good word too, because if you don't challenge yourself, you don't grow. And you're a good player. And I know this is your first time, but you're doing very well. Let's get back into the game. 90 points, Capitol Heights. 60, Ridgecrest. Lots of points to give away yet. And Lavender, would you please start us out?
Can we do Zoo Parade for 20 points, please?
Zoo Parade for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. Teams in the Ferdinand movie, these little critters were known as Uno, Dos, and Cuatro. They don't talk about Trace anymore. In real life, they are, what do we call these spiky animals? Capitol Heights.
Porcupines?
Not porcupines, good try. What do we call these spiky animals in real life? Not the animated versions. Jose, what are they?
Hedgehogs.
They're hedgehogs, yes indeed. Good answer, go green.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams in the current Jumanji movie. All of the explorers are trying to return the eye to a statue of this largest South American cat. Ridgecrest.
Jaguar.
The jaguar, that's right. Good, green.
Science Potpourri for 10.
Again, please.
Science Potpourri for 10.
Science Potpourri for 10 points. Team, what same word means the level of sound or the amount of space that a body occupies. Same word can mean those two same things, Lavender. What you got?
Mass.
Not mass, the loudness of a sound or the space that a body occupies.
Volume.
Volume, that's it. Yes, sir. Good. Go. Green.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, if you know your superheroes, if you put the suffix ITE at the end of this chemical element, you will come up with the mineral that was the downfall of Superman. Capital Heights.
Kryptonite.
Kryptonite, yeah, from the element krypton. Good. Matthew, thanks for your help. Go, Red.
Science potpourri for 15 points.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. If you are making chocolate chip cookies and the cupboard, oh no, I have no brown sugar, don't despair. You can make your own by adding to the white sugar this sticky syrup that flows very slowly. Ridgecrest. It'll turn white sugar into brown sugar. What is that substance called?
Syrup.
Not syrup. Capitol Heights, what is this slow-moving, sticky syrup that can
Molasses?
change? Say it?
Molasses.
Yes, ma'am. Good answer. Molasses it is. All right. Lavender, she blogs about food. I knew you'd know that one. Go.
Can we do green things for 20 points?
Green things for 20 points. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. And this tiny little tree is a bonsai tree. They do this in Japan, and they keep them miniature. That tree's over 100 years old. It's only this big because they prune the roots, and it is shrunken. It has been downsized. I will give you 20 points if you can spell the Japanese word bonsai. Bonsai. Ridgecrest, talk among yourself, guys, in case I
Can
have
you
to
pass
come
it
to
to
you.
Fadula?
Who's going to be my speller?
Fadula.
Fadula.
Lula, you were good last game with your spelling. Spell bonsai.
I think something like
Bonsai.
Bonsai. Say it again for me.
B-O-N-S-E-I.
Good try. Good try. All right, Ridgecrest, you have a chance to get yourself 20 points here. If you can spell bonsai. Who's my speller?
Me.
All right.
B-O-N-S-A-E.
Oh, so close. B-O-N-S-A-I was the right answer. Both of you came within one letter. Nice try. No points. Sorry to put you through all that. Score 120 to 105. Advantage Capitol Heights still. Lavender, go.
Let's get physical for 20 points.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, recently there was a nor'easter, a storm that came up the Atlantic seaboard. We missed the heavy snow, but in the course of 24 hours, this dropped 24 millibars. What dropped 24 millibars was we lost this much what? Yes, Ridgecrest.
Water.
Not water. 24, good guess. 24 millibars were lost in the course of 24 hours as this storm, this nor'easter, made its way up the East Coast. What was lost?
Plant life?
Air pressure. Air pressure. The pressure dropped very, very low. Tough question. Go, Red, again.
Science for 5. Dateline science for 5 points.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, there is a robot called Sphero who teaches young kids even younger than you, using simple programming language, how to do this. Ridgecrest.
Move.
Not moved. Simple programming language. Sphero the robot teaches kids how to do this, Lavender.
How to code?
Code, that's exactly right. Good answer. Go, Red.
Can we do body systems for 20 points?
You can. Body systems for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. You know, an orthopedist wants to do this to your bones, just as an orthodontist wants to do this same thing to your teeth.
Drill.
Ridgecrest.
Drill.
Not drill, no. An orthopedist wants to do this to your bones, just as an orthodontist wants to do this same thing to your teeth.
Clean or check?
Straighten them.
Oh.
Straighten them. Straighten the bones, straighten the teeth. Orthodontists. Go again. Red. 125 to 105.
Science potpourri for 20 points.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, the biggest snake that ever lived, it's extinct, called Titanoboa. We have some idea about how big it is by looking at one of these bones that was taken from its spinal cord. Name that kind of bone. It's a vertebra. A vertebrae in the spinal cord. Go again, red.
Can we do Dateline science for 10 points?
Dateline science for 10 points. I know you'll know this one. Scientists have discovered that ultraviolet light is useful in killing the fungus that causes white nose syndrome. Lavender.
Pass it on to Fadula.
What you got? Time's up. Ridgecrest. Ultraviolet light has been found to kill the fungus that causes white nose syndrome in these flying mammals.
Bats.
Bats is right. Yes, indeed. All right, go green.
Science potpourri for 15 points.
Potpourri for 15 points. Judges, I think we have used that one already. That one should have been turned out. That was the molasses question, yes? Science potpourri for 15, correct? Yes. Okay, so that's not available, Jose.
Okay. Then, I meant Dateline science for 15.
Thank you very much. All right, Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, the ancient Greeks believed that the sun's rays hitting the clouds caused fires. And those fires were responsible for this sound and this gleam. Two-part answer. This sound and this gleam.
Lightning and thunder.
Yeah, thunder and lightning. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's what they believed. Makes some sense. Go green.
Dateline science for 20 points.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, recently there was a Google Doodle honoring Har Khorana, a Nobel laureate who years ago developed the first artificial one of these, which is part of a chromosome. Artificial what? Part of a chromosome. Come on, Lavender. Artificial what? Guys have something for me.
Artificial.
Ridgecrest.
DNA.
Not quite. An artificial gene. An artificial gene. Genes make up chromosomes. All right. We have all the 25-point questions left. Score 130 to 125, almost tied. This will decide it. Jose, pick.
Green things for 25 points.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, if you look at the leaves on a plant, a lot of times you'll see brown spots. Those brown spots are evidence of the strength of the plant's, of this plant system that fights off things that try to attack it.
Immune system.
Capitol Heights.
Your immune system?
Immune system, yes. Plants have an immune system too. Go red.
Can we do Zoo Parade for 25 points?
Zoo Parade for 25 points. Teams, recently it has been discovered that of the newly born sea turtles, 99% are female. Something is wrong. What variable, as these eggs incubate, is skewing the amount of females versus the males? What has changed? The temperature. The temperature has changed because temperature determines sex in reptiles. Red, go. 4 questions left.
Can
Pick
we do
one.
Science potpourri for 25 points?
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, listen carefully. When a doctor examines you and taps you and listens, he's listening for reverberation to see what the quality of your organs are. The name of that is the same name as the section of the band or the orchestra where you find the drums.
Wait, the drums,
Capitol
what
Heights.
are they called? Not brass. The drums are the,
What you got?
brass?
Not brass. What's the section of the orchestra where you find the drums? Called the percussion. Percussion. Oh, and the buzzer says that will be it. That means Capitol Heights has done it. First time in 30 years. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Wow, we were wondering if they would survive this. It was going back and forth and back and forth. I could see them all. I could hear the knees knocking right over here. We are proud of all of our players today. What a game it was. Our final tally is Ridgecrest 130, Capitol Heights 150. Congratulations to Fadlula and Lavender and Matthew and to Marcus and who else? And Bessie is back there and Daisy and Gaia and Mauricio Salinas. Congratulations. We're going to see you in the semifinals. Nicely done. Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. And Ridgecrest, I don't want to see you guys go anywhere. We love you on here. Great players. Manuel and Jose and Manuel and Jonathan. You're an important part of this team here too. And Miss Raleigh, our Teacher of the Year. in everybody's hearts here. Ms. Shibley, thank you for being here to honor these young men here, and let's give them a round of applause too. Super job. We're so glad you could join us today on Science Bowl. Hope to see you next time. I'm Dave Zarin, and I'm going to hold you to that. See you then. Bye-bye.